Alright, just moving on from corporatism, we have the idea of legitimacy. Remember when I said authoritarian regimes can be legitimate? Well, the idea of legitimacy is the right to rule, and this is determined by the citizens. Basically, the citizens are like, I will accept your right to rule the government. And there are a few ways to achieve legitimacy for government. They can have a they can have a constitution, or they can have like social compacts, in which are agreements give up liberties to form a state. That's a thing for legitimacy. There's ideologies which can make legitimacy. Fair competitive elections, economic well-being, longevity of the government performance, nationalism, and charismatic leadership can make a strong, legitimate government. That's quite simple. Now let's get to the types of legitimacy. There's the traditional legitimacy, where tradition pretty much dictates who rule. Examples like the mandate of heaven, and kings and queens, and religion with popes and such. Just for the religious example, it is the argument on whether who should succeed Muhammad for Islam. Huh. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. And then you have charisma. Oh God. Oh God. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and skip that picture. I'm going to tell you here. There is charismatic leadership. And that's basically, you citizens have legitimacy towards the government because their leader looks good. Napoleon Bonaparte much. And when the leader does something bad, bye bye leader. And then there's rational legal, which is based upon laws and procedures, and this is basically acceptance of the rule of law, both common and code law. And basically, he's legitimate because he won a majority vote. He won a majority of the people's vote and such. This can be challenged, of course. For instance, in the 2000 election, Al Gore won the popular vote, but still lost the election. Most states are rational legal, and they have some aspects of charismatic and traditional. For instance, we have the rational legal prime minister, and we have the traditional Queen of England, we have the charismatic leader of Gandhi. Yeah, Gandhi sort of doesn't fit. I don't care. Huh. Political culture. What is this? This is the common beliefs, practices, and institutions that a government is based on. For Americans, that tends to be individuality, and the government tends to reflect that ideal. For instance, we generally have a less regulated market. We're more towards free economy and all and such. Social capital is the amount of reciprocity of trust between the states and citizens, and low reciprocity is common in authoritarian governments. There are two types of political cultures. There's consensual. While we may disagree on the policy, we agree on the way policies are made and executed. The whole idea of elections and writing laws, and citizens can make laws and then vote on them. That's fine. Or there can be conflicting, in which we disagree both on the policy and how the government makes and executes its decisions. I hate my spelling. Remember, political culture is constantly changing. And now, moving on to political ideologies. Political. Ooh. Before we. Political ideologies are the sets and beliefs on the government.